A few hours later, the fire had been put out, and the Thing controller arrived to inspect the damage. Skarloey and Rusty were also there, along with Aeneas, who had been re-railed.
I can't believe this. This is just so unnatural,
the Thing controller said.
I don't know what to say, sir. It was moving directly towards us, but then it turned towards the shed.
Don't worry, Sir Handel. You don't need to say anything. I don't understand it either.
That must have broke my beautiful polished windows. It's disgraceful,
growled Agnes.
Well, considering the damage this boulder just caused, Agnes, you should be thankful you got out of its path,
replied the Thing controller sternly. Rusty didn't know what to think. While he thought no one was watching, he moved onto a siding near the transfer yards. However, Skarloey noticed this and went over to see him. Rusty couldn't hold back the tears that had built up in his eyes. It was all too much for him.
I'm sorry, Rusty.
No, I'm sorry. I knew something was wrong, and I should have told you, or the Thing controller, or anyone. If I did, this wouldn't have happened. Look at everything. All this is because I didn't speak up.
Skarloey looked down at his buffers in shame.
No, it's because I didn't speak up.
Rusty's tears stopped in their tracks after that statement. The old engine took a deep breath. Now, the full truth came out.
The quarry at Wardfell was once a copper mine that was around long before our line was built. When it was built, we took control of the mine and would bring ore to the transfer yards. It then closed in 1909, and many believed it was because of the ore traffic was drying up. While that did happen, that wasn't the main reason.
Then, what is it?
Strange things often happen up there. Miners would report sightings of objects and trucks moving by themselves, without any explanation. Needless to say, me and Renees were uncomfortable every time we went there. Then, on one fateful day, I was approaching one of the mountains with some empty trucks, when I heard a loud alarming explosion. When I arrived, I saw that boulder among the ruins of a workman's hut that was in flames. A miner claimed that the boulder had moved on its own and crushed the hut. While there was little evidence to support this, that incident, along with everything else, was enough for the controller at the time of the mine to shut down. No one seemed to know how the boulder was able to move as if it was alive. It was something that simply shouldn't happen. I didn't tell the Thing controller, not just because I never properly witnessed these events myself, but also because I assumed whatever it was that caused them had long gone. It has been just over 60 years now. I'm sorry you had to go through all that, Rusty.
Rusty, still sniffing, gave a small smile.
It's alright, Skarloey. It's not your fault. At least no one was seriously hurt.
Skarloey noticed that the Thing controller had seen and heard everything.
I think our controller knows what to do next.
The Thing controller nodded and walked slowly away towards one of the workmen.
How long will it take to rebuild the shed?
Can't say, sir. There's not much left.
Do what you can today, but tomorrow I'll have a much bigger job for you and your crew.
The following day, the Thing controller announced that the quarry was going to be shut down. Skarloey offered to take a works train to rip up the line leading to it, while Rusty took his morning passenger train. The Thing controller watched as the workmen took up the rails and sleepers one by one before loading them into trucks. He noticed Skarloey looking glum through the whole process.
You didn't do anything wrong, Skarloey. I should have researched more about this place before opening it.
Well, like Rusty said, no one was seriously hurt, and that's the important thing.
The Thing controller began to walk away, but then stopped and looked back.
We should have left this barn over the island. Alone.
He said thoughtfully. Skarloey couldn't agree more. Eventually, the mines of Waterfell were abandoned once more, never to be operated again. The shed was reconstructed within a month and was even extended to fit more engines. During that time, the carriage shed had just enough room to house one engine, along with all the coaches. Scarlory and Rhaenyra saw to it that Rusty was the one to have this room to rest. The other engines, even Duncan and Sir Handel, were respectful to this. Because of their support, Rusty was able to heal quickly from his traumatic experience, and is happy with his maintenance runs and odd jobs. Boulder was moved to a hill near the quarry in view of the railway, as a reminder that sometimes reusing old grounds can have severe consequences. Rusty is sure that on a clear night it is gazing up at the mountain, and that its sighs are being carried on the wind to where it once used to stand, proud and silent. I wonder if Rusty is right. Don't you?